Good afternoon. Okay. Thank you for being here in Cypher 2023. And thank you to India Analytics India magazine for organizing this event and making me part of it. Not able to hear. Hello. I think I'm speaking a bit louder. I think he has increased the thing. Good. So let me just introduce myself. My name is Prakash Hegde. I work for L&T, Construction and Mining Machinery. I'm here to tell you about how the artificial intelligence or robotic automation, process automation is used in enterprise, in a corporate sector or in an enterprise, either in manufacturing, marketing, or sales and service, how a typical usage happens. I'm not here to tell you about pure technical things, how AI works or what is the technology behind it or other things like that. So my primary focus is to see how we actually use this technology in the real sense, a real life scenario. That is what I'll try to talk about or tell about this a bit. So that is what I'll try and do. And as I said, I'm not a pure technical guy. I'm a mechanical engineer, started my career as a production guy. I was in a shop floor managing, assembling machines. And somehow I landed up managing IT and then digital. And now I am supposed to be a chief digital and information officer managing digital and IT at my vertical. So right now I'm in a marketing setup where we market, sell, and service heavy machineries, construction and mining machineries. In case if you have seen that excavators, not the small ones, JCB, what you see on the field, the bigger ones, excavator, which actually excavates earth or mud or mining, wherever it is. That huge machines, that is what we sell and service. Whatever I'm trying to show you here are some use cases I try to tell what possibly we can do is primarily we have tried it, we have used it. It is not that I'm just trying to tell something just as a theory or thing, which is something which we have tried, we have used it, and we have seen some success. We have a long way to go. But yes, this is what I would like to just, next slide, please. This is a changer? Thank you. So I just talk about a bit of RPA. What is RPA? Robotic process automation, are typically called as RPA, can take a repetitive job, time-consuming, which typically a time-consuming and a human resource is wasted on that. So typically try to automate that and release your human resources for a better work or a strategic endeavors, whatever we call it as. And if I had to say a practical use case of RPA, I did it in 2004, 2003 and 2004, some 20 years back. Then it was not called RPA. We were actually implementing Oracle e-business suite from legacy to e-business suite. And we had a challenge of transferring, loading some data into Oracle business suite. Something had to be done manually. Somebody had to type data into the source. That is where we were thinking what to do. That is where we used a tool called data loader, typically copied from Excel and pasted onto Oracle screen. That was one of the basic RPAs which I used in 2003, 2004. I was just still in a process department, managing process. I was not in IT. But then I used that tool there. That's how things go way back. It is not that it will all come today. In fact, if you ask RPA, AI, or in different forms, in different names, we have been using it. But it has made much life easier because the technology has improved, the processing power has increased. In fact, if you see, I started my career, I have seen the evolution of computers, evolution of hardware from the days of XT, where 5.5-inch floppy disk, which had the operating system and the storage, both. those are the days I've seen evolved, technology evolved from that to today, where almost like supercomputer thing is possible on a desktop. So today, since that power is there on a desktop, or that much of processing power is available now, so it becomes easy to do all this, either RPA or whatever you call it as artificial intelligence. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, often as we call it known as AI, encompasses of a wide range of technology and techniques. Basically, we call it as, what do you call? NLM, machine learning, deep learning, and LLM. I mean, we have got too many variations, too many names, and acronyms keep coming. It is not that it ends today. So in different variations, these have been used. And it's about, basically, what is AI? It's about empowering machines to think, learn, and actually perform tasks which traditionally needs human intelligence. That is what we try, that's basic explanation which I would say. Combination of RPA and AI is typically used in business today, which actually helps us. The RPA is the one which tries to take the data out of a system, either could be from an email, or could be from an invoice, or could be from attachments, wherever it is, and then are a query. And then that is where, that is again processed, and then you get something out of to the business to take either tactical or strategical decisions. RPA has the capacity to augment our skills and capability. It is not that RPA replaces somebody. It actually helps. RPA and AI, both, basically they augment. In fact, we call it, in our, I call it as assisted intelligence. Basically more than artificial intelligence. It is assisted intelligence because normally a skilled person, see for example in most of the industry, most of the places now if you see, the AI is broadly in enterprises are used for large text. LLM models have been used to understand the text and then get the summary out of it to understand. For example, it could be a legal document, it could be a tender document, it could be a contract. Typically these things are, if you see, are implemented most of the cases and being used. We are also using it. And so these actually what happens is, today anybody who wants to understand a legal document properly or a contract, we need a skilled person. It requires some skill set to do that. So we need instead of that, what happens is our AI models basically take that skill set and gives the anomalies so that a semi-skilled guy can do that work, do the corrections or go through it. And as of today, we are not able to 100% trust an output of AI and use it. In an industry, if you see, there is nothing that output comes from AI and that is directly fed into a machine or fed into something and used it. It does not happen. There is a human intervention is required where we all would go through that result. Only thing it reduces my work. It actually improves my efficiency so that detecting the anomalies or checking for something which could not be okay for us. There is some clause which we feel that it should not be there. To identify that, a skilled person is required. Instead of that now, that skill is transferred to a machine which actually does that, anomalies is thrown up, and then later a semi-skilled or a guy would look at it and then do that. So that way what happens, it augments or it helps the human. It is not that it is replacing them, but it helps. So basically that is what I was trying to tell, whether it is anywhere, whether you take medical diagnosis, financial things, anywhere it actually throws up anomalies, throws up some basic, then later on human is required to take a final decision, take a see and see that whether whatever it has thrown up is okay, not okay, or if what is thrown up has to be corrected, modified, managed, is been done with that. That is why AI can work hand in hand with us to achieve a remarkable outcomes. I'll just share some use cases which can happen in sales, service and spare parts, business, and chatbot, how a typical chatbot is being used in business, and how the social, even this AI-based social media connectivity happens, the thing. So I'll give some examples which is being used. When it comes to sales, we use it, or it can be used. I'll just put it across. We can use to do a customer profiling. Typically today what happens is, we have multiple databases, multiple data. It is not that data is in one place, or structured data is available so that we can make some sense out of it without anything. It does not happen that way. Some data is in one place. For example, some data is in my ERP system, some is in my CRS system, part of that is in my dealer management system, and some are in Excel sheets. Means data lie in various silos or various systems. How do I collect, bring them together and try to do something? For example, basically that is one thing where we try to do a customer profiling. I'll just take it. This customer profiling, what we do is we try to take data from all the systems. Also, in my CRM system, there are a lot of things gets captured, like what is a visit. Whenever a visit happens, the discussion is captured. It's an unstructured data. And the time taken, all this data is actually pulled out, analyzed, and a customer is profiled. What type of a customer he would be? Is he more interested in quality? Is he more interested in pricing? Is he more interested in delivery timelines? What is he? How much time does it take for me to convert a customer into a business, a prospect to a business? What type of a customer he is? So that when if my sales engineer goes to him, he fairly has an idea what he can expect from this guy. And typically when an inquiry comes from a known customer or the guy, what is my turnover time from the time I touch point to do my business, final sales? So this way we try to do a profiling, customer profiling is possible. So that is where it helps sales. Same way we try to do a customer profitability analysis from various systems. As I said, now today I got something in my ERP, something in my dealer management. My dealer management is where all the parts business to that customer is there. Service information is there in my service module. CRM has got its basic interaction data. So we all this try to bring it together, try to understand how profitable this customer is. Many times what happens is, we tried when a customer guy comes and gives me a large order, I feel, this is a very good customer because I got one good order or large order, maybe at a very discounted price. But if I look back for a year or something, is it really profitable for me? That is where we do all this analysis. AI tools have been used to pull data, analyze and see, is the customer is really a profitable customer? Okay, I must have sold him at zero profit. The machine must have been sold to him at zero profit. But does he give me a repeat business through parts? Give me a business through service? Am I making money out of him? Or so that next time when I go to him, I can actually see what type of discount can be offered, what type of this can be offered to that customer, how I should treat that customer. So this is how it happens, how it can be done at when it comes to customer. Same way, we keep in touch with customers. How do I do it? Most of the things are transactional messages. All these transaction messages are automated. For example, the moment our guy calls customer, our customer comes in contact to us, the information. You must have seen, I think most of the people try to do now, you'll get a WhatsApp message, or you'll get an SMS, you'll get an email. All these are actually automated messages. It's only a question of how do you do this uniquely? See, with all this technology, with all this, what is available is a lot of things can be customized. Today, all these days, we were sending messages where it is a generic message. I know that the moment you do some transaction, you get an SMS, you get a WhatsApp message, or you get an email, a generic mail telling that, okay, thank you for doing this. Or you get a birthday greetings, a generic birthday greeting, or a generic festival greetings, whatever you get it. It all becomes very generic. Now with all this, it's possible to send a customized message to everyone, so that the customer feels, but closer, means he feels, okay, this is, means it is like means trying to engage the customer. It is not that you feel that it's run-of-the-mill message, I'm getting it. Even before opening it, goes to a spam box or gets deleted. Instead of that, the customizer, all this is possible today with the technology. Once you call it as could be RPA, it could be artificial intelligence. This is where the use cases happen. A transactional or with the relationship. Earlier what I said was all transactional, means whenever you do a transaction with this, you get a message. This is like whatever I was talking about, birthday greetings or the festival greetings or any other things where it is personal messages. Customized personal message which actually initiates goodwill, which keeps customer interacting with you, you keep in touch with the customer. Same way, when you talk about service, this is something where AI is very, very much, what do you call, the possibilities or the opportunities are very huge. I don't know how much you guys are aware of service or warranties or analysis or parts analysis. See, many times what happens is a machine sale or a component sale. I'm not talking about FMCG or a thing, a machine like us, means a larger enterprise where for me, when I sell a machine, that is the beginning of a business. From there, actually, the journey starts. So, and all our machines are, what do you call, state-of-the-art telematics-enabled machines. Today, most of the machines are with IoT, with all sorts of telematics and all sorts of information coming back to us, telling that what is happening on the machine. Even the customer may not know what is happening on his machine, but I'll know. In fact, what we do is, we send a monthly information to a customer that this is what is your machine, this is how it's performing, this is what is the diesel consumption, this is what is the average working hours of your machine. Whole sets of analysis and data is sent to customer. In fact, he may not be aware of what is happening on a machine, but we know and we send that information to customer so that he is aware this is possible, this is happening. And these are something, what do you call, USPs or differentiators when it comes to business. Otherwise, nowadays what happens is quality is given. Means if your machine or if your component, if your item does not meet a quality, it's no more thing. It is like, what do you say? I mean, so typically I say this, in our old days, Nokia phone days where mobile phones were there, the first thing people used to ask was, your phone signal, how much signal you get it? What is the voice clarity? These were the two things, were the parameter to buy a mobile phone. Is it really, it catches the signal means better in remote areas? Does it give you a good audio quality? Now nobody asks it, it is given. Now it is a value add. Even if you take your vehicles, if you take now your passenger vehicles, cars, anything, nobody talks about their engine or their service thing. They talk about the value adds. He will talk about, I got a dashboard, I got your navigation system, internet enabled. Actually, he's not talking about anything about the car. They don't talk about how their engine is, how it performs, and how much, what is the service required. All that is gone. Means all that is given. Now what he puts in a picture is internet enabled. He'll talk about, you got a good dashboard, I'll got a good navigation system, you got this, you got that, I got airbags, means basically safety related, airbags, braking systems, means safety related, and other things have been spoken about. The original, the car intended to travel, where your driving experience, there does not talk about that. That is because it's given. So, going forward, what happens is, a lot of things are given. So, technology enables us. For example, today you talk about, when he talks about Internet Inside or MG Hector tells that, it is that IoT-enabled machines. Everything can analyze. In fact, he will know much better than you about your vehicle. He knows how you drive, how much you use, everything is known to him. Same way while doing it, we are also saying that, how do we, when we do servicing, how do I know that my service, what is my service engineer efficiency? Means when it comes to car, it is easy because vehicle come to a service station and it is easy for them to analyze because the guy is there in front of somebody. And in our machines, it's not like that. It's actually everything works remote. Somewhere in God-forsaken place where there is not much of a facility in a mining site or in some irrigation site, machine is there. Machine is not working, the guy goes there. What happens is, when a guy goes there, I think it's this, I'll come back to this. I was trying to tell, even the IoT system, what happens is, my ticket is raised automatic. Means whenever something wrong in a machine, it sends a message and the ticket is raised. When the ticket is raised, a clock starts for my service guy. Ticket is the starting point, my service guy. So if there is a problem in a machine, machine itself will tell that I have a problem. And a ticket gets generated and then the cycle goes on. There are different SLAs. The moment ticket is there, there are SLAs. That what I was talking about, a service engineer efficiency. What happens is, when our service engineer goes to a field, nobody is there, only the service engineer or the customer is there. How do you find what is the efficiency of a service engineer? Or how effective is my service? That is where all my analysis comes into picture. That is where we try to do the analysis and try to see how efficient we do based on my AI-based analysis, where I will tell what is my mean time between failures, what is my mean time to restore the machine. All this is calculated. Based on that, we are able to tell what is my service engineer efficiency. Based on that, now service engineer is rated. Similarly, we are all now copying or emulating. You travel on an Uber or a thing, you rate a Uber guy, a car driver, you rate him, right? Same way, my service engineer gets rated. So that for him also it is a thing. If he does a good job, his rating is good. What I do with that rating is the next issue. That I am not going to talk with that. But I am only tell that he gets rated. Means he is measured. He is measured based on his efficiency. See, typically a good service engineer, if he does a good service job, the machine does not fail so easily. It takes, so mean time between that is calculated and he is rated. Same way, his service engineer's effectiveness, his soft skill. Rating is not just by his soft skill, how he actually interacts with my customer, how he actually does the thing. So actually customer also gives a feedback. Based on that, again his rating changes, service engineer rating changes. So all this data gets captured and accordingly this is about service. And there is a lot of things we do on service which I am not, because I was told only 20, 25 minutes of speaking. We do warranty analysis. Basically, I do my warranty analysis. Based on that, I'll be able to tell, typically if my machine is working on a certain condition, what could fail at what hour. Typically our machines, when it works on a field, basically we don't call it as kilometers because it don't travel, it sits there and works. It is called service metering or hours, how many hours it has run. So if my machine has run about 2,500 hours in a query site, I can tell that in next 200, 300 hours, what could be the probable item which can go fail. So we try to send a service engineer and ask them to check that item whether we try to do a proactive service. So we have been, with all this technology, we have been trying to see how I can do a proactive service than a reactive service. When a machine goes down, breakdown is a reactive service. Machine has gone wrong, somebody calls me, and I go and service it. That is a reactive thing which generally happens. But now, from there, we have gone to proactive service, where my SLA or my efficiency is based on that, how much time or how many hours this machine works without breakdown. Typically, when I was I was trying to discussing with my CEO at that time, and he was trying to tell me, "Arey, Prakash, I think you are not much of a work. You look very relaxed and that thing. We're not working much." Then I told him, "Sir, If a maintenance guy, I told him in a basically manufacturing setup, this one I told him, if you are a maintenance guy sitting and reading newspaper, please allow him to read. If your machine is working and he is reading newspaper, means he is doing his job. Please don't appreciate a guy who is on the machine repairing all the time. You see, machine is working, no problem. He is reading newspaper is not a problem for you. Means you must actually appreciate him, not telling that, why are you reading newspaper? If machine is not working and he is reading newspaper, then yes. Same way I told him, I was actually recently transferred. I was put into IT to manage IT. So before that, 6 months after this, he told me after 6 months of me going to that department. By the way, I spent my entire career in L&T. Within L&T itself, I've been worked in 7 to 8 different departments. Except finance, I managed everything else. So nobody can come and tell me that, means try to fool me in any case. So after 6 months, he told me this dialogue, I think you don't. I told him before me coming to this department, what used to happen was he used to get a lot of complaints. That is not working, this is not working, this is not working, I'm not able to do this transaction, I'm not able to do that. So all that got reduced. And he always used to see me laughing, not rushing around, doing something, running around. So he felt, aapko kaam nahi hai. Then I told him it's not like that. I just gave him this example that so that is how things, typically if things have been working properly and the guy is managing it, if he's cool and doing it, means he is doing his job well. And also we do demand forecasting and inventory optimization. This spare parts. This is one of the, it looks very simple when we talk about how do I do a demand forecasting for my spare parts. Spare parts demand forecasting is a very complex process. It may look simple or thing, but you don't know exactly, if you don't analyze your data properly, if you don't analyze your history properly, you will not know what's going to fail. So you will not be able to stock the items. By the way, we give availability guarantee in some cases about 95%. Means I'll tell that, sir, don't worry, my machine will work 95% of the time. Only 5% is the off time. I'm not telling breakdown time, it is off time. That is required. Out of that 95%, we need 3% for maintenance, maybe 2% for anything else. 95% of the time my machine will work. So if I have to do that, if something goes wrong, I have to have my part there, which can be replaced and machine can be up and running without any time. Today, GE and others are slowly coming and trying to tell. GE is telling that they are not selling the engine anymore. They're telling pay per use. The engine is given, aircraft engines. Engine is given, they tell that you can use this engine, give me per hour of flying, give me this much. That is what GE has come today. But we have implemented that in India about 15 years back. Only difference is we don't lease the machine. We tell customer, you buy the machine, everything else I'll take care. You pay me per hour. That's it. In the mining side, what happens, when you go to the mining side, their productivity, for example, coal mining. When you go to a coal mining thing, there what matters most is what is the coal mined per hour. Nothing else. Machine breakdown, that breakdown, all that is anybody that. But what matters there is per hour of how much ton is mined. So based on that, that is where what we tell the mining guys is, we sell the machine, we tell them that, sir, don't worry, maintenance, everything else is my headache. Everything, spare parts, breakdown maintenance, everything, making the machine up, everything is mine. I'll give you an availability guarantee of 90 hours, 90%, 95% based on the age of the machine. If it's a new machine, percentage goes up, old machine. And all this is data backed up. It is not that, why I'm telling you this is, that much of data is processed. So with that, in confidence, we tell that, okay, I'll give you an availability guarantee of 95%. And these machines run 22 hours per day. It is not that it is an 8-hour, 22 hours per day. That 2 hours is for maintenance, and that driver, the operator has to eat something. Na? There's in an 8-hour shift, there are 3 drivers, 8 into 3, 24 hours, 3 operators will be there. So in between, he has to eat something, he has to drink a coffee, he has to drink, that time is there. And my maintenance time is when he is eating, when he is drinking coffee, and then it's getting refueled. While there's a coffee served for the operator, 10 minutes break. That 10 minutes break is used for maintenance, and that 10 minutes break is also used for refueling the machine. It means these are all gas guzzlers. For example, a machine, a typical machine, we call it as PC 2000, or 200 ton, that machine weighs 200 ton. A 200 ton machine consumes anywhere between 40 to 50 liters of diesel per hour. Means that's amount of diesel it consumes. So that everything, it runs around 22 hours per day. And I give a guarantee that I'll ensure that it runs 22 hours. And we are doing it. We have got machines which are run more than 40,000 hours today. Contract still going well. All this done because of data, analyzing data, understanding data. What is the history of my machine, how it behaves, what can go wrong. If my machine has run 20,000 hours in that scenario, in that type of a work, what could go wrong? That analysis we do, keep a part ready, keep a machine inspection ready, ensure that whenever a part is required is available there. See, it is not that it is easy to store everything, all parts. Let us assume I'll try to keep every part. Then my inventory goes up. I have to manage my inventory, and I have to ensure that part is available at the right place at the right time. All this is managed using data, analyzing data. A typical machine, one machine has got around 1,200 unique parts. A single machine will have 1,200 unique parts, and I have to see that out of that 1,200 parts, what is the probability of failure, what it can fail, and based on that, I have to ensure that that part is available, time's up, available there. Chatbot, I think I need not have to much explain about that. We have been using chatbot, which is again integrated with your Gen AI or whatever it is, not a typical FAQ chatbot. This is a chatbot which is connected to our internal database. So you ask a question, it tries to answer based on our own, either it could be for information from my website or information based on this one. And this chatbot is used across platforms. It's on my Facebook, it's on my website, it's on my Facebook, it's on my Instagram, it's my LinkedIn. Wherever you go, this same chatbot is there. Anybody can ask a question anywhere, it's available across platform. So that way, I'll capture my leads, channelize my job inquiries, product inquiries, everything is through this. Basically, what I was trying to tell is it is linked across channels. We are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, we are not on Twitter, because Twitter is a different animal altogether. So we are not there, not Twitter, X. Thank you. Thank you.